So Alex Grinch apparently is given a recruiting pitch that, well, is controversial, but it's kind of inarguable. And I'm bringing this up because Oklahoma landed 4-star safety Bryson Washington, who I literally believe is underrated. This is a guy who is a box safety and can also return punts, can block punts, chases down people who look fast on film. He is an amazing get. But I'm more fascinated by the fallout out of this because, well, there's him committing, and then there was apparently what Alex Grinch told 4-star cornerback, 6'2" guy, Josh Eaton, about why he should come to Oklahoma. My goodness. This quote is absolutely amazing. Says, he told me what it is straight up. Oklahoma is hurting at defensive back. They're hurting on defense. Basically, he told me that if there was not one person from the defense that could go to the NFL right now. Wait, what? That's different. That's keeping it real with what's going on. Most coaches trying to feed you different stories, but he's telling me real. He's showing me the real, and I'm hearing the real. I heard it. So his recruiting pitch to this dude was, hey, man, everybody I have sucks. That's why I need you. To which I kind of like this. I like this because it is the major pain way of recruiting, and I hope the major pain way of coaching. Now be advised, ladies, we are going to win the college football playoff national championship. I said win. Whiskey, India, November. Get used to the sound of that word. It's a lot of that, man. I love it. What are you looking at, Buki? Nothing, sir. You plotting on me, boy? No, sir. Well, let me tell you something, Buki. Let me tell you all something. Oklahoma fans have made me very paranoid. And when a slot corner gets the eyeball of me, it makes my Agent Orange jack up. And I get the urge to coach. You understand me, son? Do you all understand me? I can't hear you. And apparently I can't make that joke about deaf because, well, that's inappropriate. But you get the point here, right? I feel like you can spin this, if you want to spin this, into Major Payne showing up to Madison Preparatory School and saying straight up and down, we're doing things differently because y'all are out of order, you're undisciplined, and flat out last year you sucked. Now, if you're walking out to Grinch and you see him, you say, did you really need to tell other people that nobody on this defense is going to go to the NFL or is NFL ready right now? Yeah, he did. Because where's the lie? As much as people like Trey Brown, and I like Trey Brown, as much as people like Buki, and I love Buki, as much as anybody likes the secondary, show me the pro. Show me the guy who's getting drafted in the first 4 rounds. Show me the guys getting drafted in the first 7 rounds. You know, I mean, this is the same defense where Tony Jefferson made something out of nothing. He went undrafted. Okay? Aaron Colvin is all you really have to look back on other than Zach Sanchez. Whether you want to point to Mike Stoops, and I do, or you want to point to how the kiddos are taking the coaching, whatever. That pitch is not a lie. It's also not couched in anything that could be seen as trying to build these kids up to something that they're not. I don't really have an issue with that. I have an issue with attributing that quote to Alex Grinch. And that's something else entirely, right? But I look at this and I go, if I was coming in and I needed to recruit the best talent to Oklahoma right now, could I come up with something better to tell them? Because they can read. They can watch the games. They certainly can look at the NFL draft. Because as much as Lincoln Riley says to Nate Burleson, Nate, have you seen the last 2 drafts? Yes, I have as a defensive recruit, and y'all suck. You know, as much as we bag on Texas only having 2 guys drafted in the 2019 NFL draft, both of those guys were on the defense. Charles Omenihu in the 5th, Chris Boyd in the 7th. All right? Show me where the last guy on the OU defense was drafted. And in doing so, he's getting the guys that he wants. And this is where his coaching better live up to the recruiting, because Bryson Washington is 6'2", 196 pounds with a 4.4 40. Okay? Ryan Watts is a 6'3" cornerback. Dante Manning is a 6-foot track speed defensive back. His last 4 commitments have been in the last month. Adrian Cooper, linebacker. Perrion Winfrey, defensive tackle. Brendan Walker, linebacker. And now Bryson Washington. You better come on with the come on if this is the pitch that you're giving the kiddos and you're getting them. But, I'm going to get into this in the next segment. You got to find out which one of these guys is actually your dog at nickel. Nickel, slot corner, rover, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it, hardest position to play in football today. I don't see an issue with this. I do see perhaps kiddos coming up to Alex and going, yo, man, did you just say this? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Now what you going to do about it? Now that's the issue, right? If Alex Grinch is trying to coach this team in a way that they form up against him as the common enemy, cool. That doesn't necessarily, inspire long-term relationships unless you win. Because if that's what it takes to win, cool. I think you could come around to liking Alex Grinch if you won a national championship, if he was calling you trash in the summer and that turned out to be the fire that you needed to go and win football games. I think everybody be okay with that. And at the end of the day, as much as we want to make it about lifelong relationships, it's a business transaction at the start. That's what this is. You want to feel family. You want to feel taken care of. But when it comes time to do your job, this is what you're on scholarship to do. This is what Alex Grinch is getting paid $1.1 million to do. Win football games. You want the negative recruiting to stop on the defense? Play better. Alex Grinch knew the job he was taking on when he got here. He had to. This was a defense that was actually not terrible some years ago, hard as it is to believe. But now we're talking about a bunch of dudes that we think everybody else wanted. We think Levi Draper is great. We think Trey Brown is great. We think Kenneth Murray Jr. might be playing out of position, but I still think he's the best linebacker that you got today. And you keep thinking that Neville Gallimore's going to come on with the come on. But that ain't been what it is. What it's been is everybody getting their licks in on Oklahoma. I mean, my joke for the last 3 years has been, your quarterback wants to win the Heisman, put the OU defense in front of him. Because Zeb Nolan threw for 360 on this defense last year, and that dude's playing in North Dakota State this year. Okay? Zach Smith beat this defense, and he's playing at TU this year. You don't have to look far for examples of just how bad the defense was, and how bad the defense was look, it didn't matter what I wanted to run against Oklahoma, it was working. That's bad. What did you take away? Were you dominant in run defense? No. Were you dominant pass defense? Hell no. What statistic could you point to say that Oklahoma's defense was anything approaching average? Nothing. Nothing means nothing, man. And if this is what you need to do to, one, get the talent that you want, as opposed to the talent that you have, to come to Oklahoma, and that's what you need to do to light a fire underneath some behinds, you go do it. Okay? You come out there with your gold tooth in and your drill sergeant hat on, and you let everybody know that what you did before this was just drop bodies. Because that's the pitch. The pitch is, hey, man, at Washington State, I had a bunch of dudes that wasn't nowhere near as good as y'all, and we dropped people. We were destroyers of worlds. I put out a 6'2", 250-pound dude at nose and made him an All-American. So it ain't me, it's y'all. And that'll work through the summer, through the spring. But then you need to start winning some games, because if you don't win no games after telling everybody that they trash, it's going to be a short stay for Alex Grinch. Okay? This is a high-wire act that he's playing, and I'm here for it. Right? Take some chances. Do what you need to do. Because I keep looking around, I'm sure that there's somebody that came in looking at Alex Grinch, kind of like Dwight Williams looked at Major Payne. What's your name, girlfriend? Dwight Williams, but boys call me D, so you call me D. D. Yeah, bro. You like the way I handle this defense? Oh, yeah. It'd make you feel good to see a defense coordinator run things. Bob Stoops. But let me tell you something, D. Yeah, bro. Why don't you come a little closer? I am not your damn brother. Like, I get that. That's what he doing. I get that. Because, like, that's my dad. Like, that's my dad. In my house, most of y'all probably know by now, but both of my parents are ex-military. And my mom is an officer. And my dad is the kind of dude who would coach the girls' soccer team at, like, the 7-year-olds. And practice was literally running from one end of the field to the other. That was practice all day, every day. We doing 110 gassers, okay? Not 40 yards, 110. And my dad was running with them. So by the time my dad got the girls' soccer team, bunch of first graders out there to play, they were able to literally run around other teams, like actually run circles around them and make them chase them with the ball and take the ball off of people. Because my dad decided that, you know what, we're gonna work this like the military. Because that's where I come from. You know, you make your bed in this way. You are detail-oriented in this way. You pay attention to the little stuff. Because, I mean, you can say that my parents did all right? Because I think my sister, like, runs a hospital. You know, she's biosystems engineering degree. I don't even know what that is. Here I am, 10 hours away from the PhD, and she's over here like, nah, I'm actually running the hospital, and my husband's a computer science. Like, he's a doctorate in computer science. So you can tell my parents know something from the military, and if this is what it takes, then this is what it takes. And I'm just adding to that. I believe Alex Grinch's dad is an ex-Marine, or not, is a Marine. No longer, there's no such thing as an ex-Marine, is a Marine. So you can see where he comes from. And he had no talent. So he doesn't necessarily think that talent is all that it is cracked up to be because he made it here. And that's kind of where I come from too. So I get it. I'm also saying it better work. Because if it doesn't work, well, we're all going to be here to talk noise about it.